This is our 4th year in a row participating in StarTides.
This is my 5th year at the Tides demo.
I've been coming to these demonstrations since they began about 5 years ago.
It's an experiment, it's a demonstration of our capabilities. It causes us to stretch a bit. It causes us to try some things that maybe it's difficult to do back at home, back at the factory. We got here in a real field environment. We have real customers who want our power.
I touch people that I might not otherwise see in the course of any other event.
It is a chance for us to bring together folks that never would talk to each other, from the vendor space, from the humanitarian space, from the military space.
People now realize that we actually support 4 legitimate Defense Department missions. One is post-war stabilization and reconstruction, as in Afghanistan. One is humanitarian assistance, disaster relief around the world, where defense often plays a role. One is building capacity of partner nations, which is part of our security development. And the other is defense support of civil authorities domestically here in the United States. We've tried to make this public-private, whole-of-government, transnational. In Tides is a small staff. We only have a few people actually working it. But the beauty of it is the leveraging.
We have exposed literally thousands of military people over the 5 years to this technology. Not just American military, but also foreign militaries come to the university, and we've been able to expose them.
It's a shelter problem, hunger, thirst, a supply chain problem, illness, injury is a safety, security, public health problem. So that's kind of what led us to the infrastructures we have here.
So we look at shelter, water, power. We look at integrated combustion solar cooking, heating and cooling, lighting, sanitation, and lots of information and communications technologies.
I've set up probably about 15 to 20 internet sites at hospitals and clinics in Afghanistan. We're working on a project where we've distributed several thousand cell phones where local farmers are SMSing in information about their fields and farms, and then we put that on the map and make it available to the decision makers, both locally at the village level and up in other levels.
The idea is to get Afghans to communicate to us and communicate in between them and kind of get them involved with technology, text messaging, using the internet.
StarTides really has been focusing in on the gap of immediate post-disaster, immediate post-conflict.
We had 2 volunteers from the U.S. who were called 10 minutes after the Haiti earthquake. A very stripped-down version of a 2-room apartment, but this tent has been specifically designed for very hot weather climates. You can see the semicircles at the bottom. Those vents can be opened. They were in Haiti on the 14th. Took a little while longer to get boxes into Haiti because everybody else, their
How many boxes did you get into Haiti?
We got 28,000 boxes, including a total of 35,000 tents into Haiti. I'm told that was about a third of all the tents that got there.
Wow.
What we do is we manufacture a range of solutions that are essentially solar-powered generators with integrated water purification capability. The system we have back here is actually probably going to be called our Rapid Advanced Max Pure. It can run entirely off solar. It can provide you with 100 gallons of purified water every day from virtually any kind of water source. You can extend your hours of water purification, and then also continue to have readily available power.
Our primary focus right now, and our primary accomplishment, if you like, is this hybrid system that connects the renewables, as you see here, with a conventional generator. We set up our equipment, we started making solar power, and one by one we went to our neighbors and said, what are you powering with that generator? And they said, well, tell us what equipment. And we said, well, how about you turn off the generator and plug into our equipment instead? And so they were all happy to do that. So I think we turned off 3 or 4 generators. Every year we've turned off more generators. Every year we've been able to do more and more with solar power, and I'm happy to see also that we've been joined by other companies doing the same thing to show that there are lots of different approaches.
My parabolic solar cooker from 9 o'clock in the morning has provided everybody with hot water for coffee and tea. And I'm very pleased that people come over here and are seeing that a parabolic cooker can do that. The advantage for me is to be able to expose a lot of people, including senior U.S. and foreign military officials and civilians, to a technology that I think should be spread in the developing world, where fuel is running out, wood fuel is running out, and where there's a lot of pollution from cooking fires. Yesterday and the day before, we cooked hot dogs, beans, we cooked cakes and melted chocolate for strawberries. Today we're cooking food from Pakistan, making banana bread, and of course we continue to boil water so people can have coffee and tea.
What I'd hope is that people who come here with a water purification system could learn from some of the folks who are looking at sanitation, or learn from some of the folks from shelter, say, that's a way I can tie this together. And so that's the main message we've got. How do you integrate?
It's very exciting to meet people who have very good technical solutions.
I think the demonstrations are very effective.
Here in Washington, D.C., we get exposure. We have policymakers who come through and see what's possible.
I've received a lot of queries from provincial reconstruction teams in Iraq and Afghanistan and have provided them with information.
It's always been an interesting experience.
When I think of tides and star tides, I actually think of a catalyst. We're a means of connecting people who have problems with people who may have solutions, and then we try to get out of the way. We're not trying to solve all the problems, we're just trying to make information available that people who need it can use.